Friends, family, and fellow members of my coop, it's time once again for another edition of Petey's Play Now Pre-Show. As always, I'm your host, Petey. Today, on this fine September day, I've got 7 newly launched indie games for you, ones that may have flown under your radar. Unfortunately, we must begin with a personal grievance, something I am absolutely sick of. Everyone always wants to be the hero of the story. It's so trite. I want something different. I want change. I want immeasurable power. I want to rule kingdoms with an iron wing. I want to be the final boss with multiple phases. I want to take over the world and be the only bird to...
Hi, this is Shalin from Masala Games, and I'm here to give you a sneak peek at Chapter 2 of Detective Dodson, coming soon as a free update for everyone who owns the game. To recap, in Chapter 1, Dodson set out to find his father's killer, and he solved the case. But just when things were settling down, his stepbrother handed him a new mission. And that brings us to Chapter 2. Same family drama, twice the chaos. This time round, Dodson must break his mother out of jail. Will Dodson team up with his mom? Or will he stay true to his father's legacy? Explore an all-new location, the Basti, ride a motorbike, and go undercover with a brand new disguise, Detective Dodson. Dodson can talk to animals. Yes, that's a thing now. Detective Dodson Chapter 2, coming soon.
I'd like to apologize for earlier. I'm not sure what came over me. I've been delivering indie bangers for many years now. 10-minute pre-shows twice a year takes a lot out of me. I need a breather. Production crew, a fizzy beverage, please. Ah, that hits the spot. Time to sit back, relax, and do some good old-fashioned channel surfing.
No need to get bent when she's got this.
Hi, aliens.
Over my dead body.
Cut it out! You can't do that without my... Hey, you! Pay attention to us.
Your Highness?
We have a question for the Quizzard. I'm just saying, it makes good TV.
Welcome to Emptapax.
Slight chance of soul showers later on, but we need the rain.
Created by a confused culture of manic entertainment.
In a world of cosmic chaos, you're tuned in to Blippo Plus, the sanest slice of subspace.
Blippo Plus. It's a must.
Wishlist Blippo Plus today. Thank you for watching.
Oh god, they're spawning in the room. What the f is that?
Oh god, no, I'm stuck. Hello? Hello?
No, you sound fine.
There we go. Okay, wardrobe.
The portrait changes.
This is actually pretty cool. If you hold right click to aim, he just hot swaps to the gun.
I am ready. It was difficulty 1, so I can't imagine it's gonna be too bad.
Did you see the floating zombies?
Why are they levitating?
Oh, there's a code on the wall. I thought it was 6.
No, it was a 6. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. 5.
I'll reset.
Oh, there's log picking. Oh, yeah, there is.
Oh, watch out.
Hello.
Oh! Oh my god.
Whoa.
We've lost Gavin's in, eh?
Oh, we can see where they are. We can see them on the map.
We got a skill point, so we can use that. I kind of want cardio. Let's do that.
You ready, guys?
Oh my god.
Nice call, Gary. Endless horde. Oh my god.
Oh, jeez.
It's locked from the other side? You're kidding me.
Spin to win.
Jump scare? What the f?
That's right. Get knocked down, idiots.
What's this? Enter. Oh my god.
Oh, it's a big one.
Oh, jeez. What is that?
Die. Holy.
Oh, there is so many. Oh, another big one came through. Oh, dead ass.
I was just a mere squab back in 1998 when the events of Whisper Mountain outbreak took place. I've lived a full and rewarding life, but one day soon this strong, feathered body will be nothing more than a pile of bones.
It already is.
Anyways, I believe I know someone who can offer some retirement advice.
Hi, I'm Jordan, the creator of Rusty's Retirement, an idle farming sim that sits at the bottom of your screen, or side if you prefer that. Today I wanted to show you all what we've been working on this year and what's still to come. Earlier in the year we released 2 free updates for the game, a crossover map with Vampire Survivors where you need to plant garlic in order to prevent bats from stealing your crops, and another map with Balatro where every time you harvest a crop, a poker card spawns which then can be played for spare parts. Both of these updates were super fun to work on, and we have one more releasing very soon. And that's the Autumn update. Expect a new autumn themed map with the addition of a new mushroom farming mechanic. Mushrooms spawn randomly across the map, which then can be harvested by your harvest bots. And of course, it wouldn't be a proper autumn update without the addition of spooky Halloween decorations. The autumn update will be available for download on October 1st, so see you then.
Ah, yes. Nothing like fallen autumn leaves and the cursed allure of pumpkin spice to add a little zest to your retirement. Well, friends, we've reached the end of the pre-show. Before I hand things over to the bold man and the Mets fan, let's briefly step back to the beginning to help us look forward.
We're a New York-based company. How about some New York-based developers? That sounds rad. Here we go.
everyone, my name is Eric and I'm the developer of Lucid. I'm so grateful to the 6-1 Indie team for inviting me to share my game with all of you on my birthday. And I'd like to thank you for watching this gameplay trailer. I've been working on Lucid for some time now, and it's a project very dear to my heart. A love letter to all the games I've played growing up. Games like Super Metroid, Mega Man X, and The Legend of Zelda, with some modern classics as well, such as Celeste and Hollow Knight. If this looks like a project you'd like to support, you can add Lucid to your Steam wishlist today. It would mean the absolute world to this small indie dev. Oh, and I almost forgot, starting today, the Lucid public demo is available to play on Steam. So thanks so much. Without further ado, let's start the show.
Thank you, Eric, and hello, everyone. Welcome to the 6-1 Indie Showcase. Eric opened our very first showcase with the Lucid World Premiere. Feels fantastic to have him back 3 years later, dropping the demo.
You know what else is dropping today? Exclusive looks, world premieres, stealth drops, and more surprises from across the indie scene. Today's show is packed. How could we possibly keep track of it all?
Well, as soon as the credits roll, the 6-1 Indie Showcase Steam event goes live. Not only will it feature all the indies you're about to see, but so many more as part of our expanded selections. So get ready to check out demos, take advantage of some discounts, and wishlist.
We'll remind you about that Steam event later on in the show, but enough talk. Let's keep the ball rolling with some brilliant platformers, starting with an exclusive new look at a hotly anticipated sequel.
It's still not Silksong. We know it was at Gamescom. We're filming before Gamescom. We don't know when it's dropping.
Demon Tides.
Mr. Sleepy Man sleeps all day and night. Mr. Sleepy Man dreams of a better life. Things happen differently if he was working hard rather than sleeping. He's lacking some energy, but it's mostly because he's a mean one. Mr. Sleepy Man sleeps all day and night. a band, sipping all day until PM. Ain't tired of playing in the past. Fella got a scheme with a dream to cast. Count your sheep, you don't see him coming. Cause he's a real mean green sipping demon Dublin. I ain't bluffing, you can't cuff him. He got a boogie in his nose, but you still love him. Sleepy man sleeps all day and night.
Hey everyone, my name is Samuel Baido. I work mainly as a tailor maker and a dancer, and in the last years I got into game design. I've been briefly asked to introduce myself. I'm 33 years old. I'm a Belgian-based artist, and this is my home. We'll be sharing Plum Road Tea Dream with you today, the game I've been working on for the past years with a small team of game designers and many collaborators on the possibility of the virtual as a sanctuary, a space for grief or new grieving rituals, and that's mainly from a POC and a queer point of view. Enjoy!
Hi there, I'm F, and there's this game I want to share with you. It's called Plum Road Tea Dream, and it's made by someone I care about deeply. I'll call them S. At a certain moment, S sends me this game, and as I explored it, I found they had turned hardships out of their life into game lore, into the beginnings of a transformative ritual that needs a player or witness, a champion, to finish it. It also became a space where I could begin to reflect myself, rethink my connections with others through empathy, start my own journey. And I'm happy to share it with you soon. You'll get to slow down as you wander across a multiverse of game worlds. 6 icons have been. You'll unravel inner turmoil and visit sanctuaries built out of the need for a safer world. Will you be the champion that completes S's transformative ritual? Wishlist Plum Road Tea Dream on Steam now.
Plum Road Tea Dream is an astonishing autobiography following the journey of a queer person of color. Samuel is actually adapting the game for stage with a European tour slated for next year.
We've built a reputation for showing some gnarly stuff during these showcases, so I'd like to stay in the serene realm a bit longer. Japanese landscapes, boundless colors, even a neon-soaked desert you can explore.
This is Chop Chop, a fun, fast-paced, easy to learn 2 to 5 person card game. Imagine Overcooked or Cooking Mama as a card game similar to Monopoly Go or Uno. In Chop Chop, you and your fellow line cooks are racing to complete orders, steal ingredients, and survive total kitchen mayhem. Your mission? Complete $40 worth of orders. Easy, right? Wrong. Because everyone at the table is actively trying to ruin your day. You might be one card away from completing the cheeseburger order, then boom, out of nowhere, kitchen fire. It's part strategy, part sabotage, but 100% kitchen chaos. This is the perfect game for your collection. You can learn it in around 2 minutes. It's fun with 2 people for date night. It's also fun for a party with your friends. This game was created by me and designed by 3 of my friends. All the illustrations are hand drawn, and we brought these 3 little chefs to bring the world to life. We are so proud to finally share this game with you to add to your card collection. So that's Chop Chop, the fun, fast-paced, easy to learn, cutthroat kitchen card game. Order up.
More tabletop representation on the show. You love to see it. Chop Chop, of course, is an action that applies to various fruits, vegetables, and
humans. Humans can also be chop-chopped. It is time for the aforementioned gnarly stuff. That is called a smooth script transition, my friends.
serene to horror, super smooth. Indie horror is a 6-1 indie staple. It's a genre that continues to floor us. The September block features a monotone beat 'em up and a personal dive into psychosis.
But first, a big bloody demo for one of 2025's biggest and bloodiest games.
Humans, really?
What is life?
How did I end up in this place?
A frenzy. What is life? An illusion.
No, get back!
A shadow.
Still alive?
Thanks to the sun.
A fiction. And this life is but a dream. And dreams are only dreams.
Querida Ángela, siento mucho no poder encontrarme contigo como te prometí. Pero no puedo seguir aquí. La pérdida de tu padre me ha hecho decidirme. Era la única razón por la que aún estaba en este pueblo. Pero ya no hay nada que me ate aquí, solo silencio y pesadilla. No te preocupes, la cadena de tu padre está a salvo en su antigua habitación. Recógela y márchate. Espero que nos veamos pronto, lejos de aquí. Fuerte abrazo, Fernando.
Hey everyone, Supanta here, the creator of Abashed. Abashed is a psychological adventure where you play as Isaac, who's living with a severe, never-seen-before mental disorder. One day, waking up all alone, he sets out to find his missing partner, Cassie, and on the way, hoping to find the truth behind his distorted memories of his past. In the game, you get to bend reality, solve unique puzzles, and have meaningful and quirky conversations with a lot of interesting characters. So if this sounds intriguing, wishlist Abashed on Steam, play the demo, and join the Discord. I'll see you there.
We've had our eyes on Abashed for a few years now. It's wonderful to not only see how far it's come, but also to finally have it on the show. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm rolling for more games.
Hello, I'm here today to talk to you about a game called Pigeon, A Love Story. In this game, you play as a pigeon. You have one goal, and that is to find your one pigeon soulmate somewhere in the sky. The game is set across a variety of global pigeon hubs like Paris, London, and New York, and each city is rendered completely to scale. This means the maps are very big indeed, and each one includes an accurate number of pigeons too, so it's a pretty hard task. It might even be impossible. We can find out. If you want to take part in your experiment, you can wishlist the game on our Steam page. Hope to see you there.
Pigeon, A Love Story is actually how Kyle and I met. Two birds smooching in the sky.
You do realize your wife is right there.
She's okay with it. Take us to the next bit.
How about we continue with the animal trend? Let's take a look.
everyone, I'm Kelsey, supposedly okay with the bromance over there. We've reached the halfway checkpoint, so it feels like the perfect time to remind y'all about the 6-1 Indie Showcase Steam event. As soon as the credits roll and we're clear of spoilers, the Steam event officially goes live. Not only will you be able to dig deeper into everything you're seeing here on the show, but also an additional 150 indies that you have to check out. The Steam event will be live all weekend long, so cancel all your plans, dig into some demos, add games to your libraries, and most importantly, wish lists. We cannot stress enough how important a quick and simple click can be for an indie dev. All right, back to your regularly scheduled programming and straight into more adventures. Tides, rocking vibes, and a new look at a particular little lizard.
Vinyl City, the music capital of the world. 3 years ago, our band battled some of the greatest artists here.
And we're gonna battle more!
We are?
Of course! This time, we're taking it to the road!
Hello everyone, I'm Filipe Rodrigues and I'm the solo developer behind Gloomy Juncture. This is my first game and I'm putting a lot of myself into this project while doing everything like the programming, the art and design, audio and sound design, the pooping on the floor and the narrative design, and writing. Since I'm a solo dev and due to my 3D modeling limitations, I needed to play to my strengths. So I decided to underdrown everything on paper, and that's how I got to this art style. Gloomy Juncture is a mystery and a psychological thriller about an underdog, a janitor facing internal conflicts, and everything starts with a gunshot. I want to invoke the feeling of getting lost in classic point-and-click games, but I also want to bring that to the first person, and now let's look at the trailer. in the hell?
In the shadows of a decaying city, where desperation meets obsession, a single gunshot shatters the silence.
Get the hell out of here, you!
This gritty and peculiar world is shaped by urban decay and moral bankruptcy.
Love, obsession, and manipulation, they are equal value.
Who pulled the trigger? A mundane janitor caught in the aftermath of the shit.
No more stalling! Your free ride's over!
The line between reality and obsession blurs. It seems to be the thread between life and void.
Hey, darling, feel free to board the love elevator.
I too always feel like I'm on the verge of a Gloomy Juncture-like breakdown.
The tone of this block may not let up on that tension you're feeling, but a look at the next game from the Umurangi Generation devs might help.
Do you hear it? Just beneath the wind. The wind howls, different in the south than the north. It is only man, in our mission to achieve the meaning of Earth, that has the drive to be in a place where he does not belong.
Ko tahiro tau, ka puta no te kārana. Me hau tātou ki te ponga. Whai atu I te hau a mahue mai I a tōroa.
My name is Howard Blakely. I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, both from the lack of sleep and the nightmare which has taken my autonomy. It was many years ago now, while teaching at Boston Miskatonic, when I became delirious. Time has become a foreign concept to me. The past, present, and future all at once.
Hi, I'm Rafa, the developer of Engraving. When I was a kid, I played gamebooks like Death Trap Dungeon. I draw maps of the branching paths, trying to find the right way through. I always had the idea of making a game like this where you draw your own maps. Engraving is that game, but with a very dark twist. It's a horror adventure set in a forest that reshapes itself, and the only map you have is the one you draw yourself. It's eerie, atmospheric, and it leaves you to discover its secret without hand-holding. If that sounds like a game you like, wishlist Engraving on Steam. And now I hope you enjoy the trailer.
We came for the promised gold. But my crew has vanished. I need to find a way out. The forest watches my every step, and it's changing. What is the way out? What is the way out? What is the way out?
Sorry, we snuck another horror game in there. I mean, just look at Engraving, we had to.
Kind of like our friends at Aquapara. They're always putting out killer indies, so we had to include them once again.
Here's some news on Gigasword to kick off some big action vibes with big blades, dark depths, and explosive spells.
The game is called Gigasword. It's an action puzzle Metroidvania in which you wield a huge sword that weighs you down.
Oh my god! Oh my god, today's the day!
The Gigasword demo is coming out on the 16th.
Oh right, the announcement.
The campaign will last for 28 days and end on March 3rd. Now, I know this is a lot to take in.
No, it's not.
Your game's coming to Kickstarter, it's like not that complicated. The Gigasword Kickstarter campaign, which is ending in 3 days. I'm just so thankful for you guys, and you know, this has just been, I've learned so much and it's been so much fun, and it's led me to meet so many amazing people, and I'm so thankful for that. I'm so proud to announce that Gigasword is being published by Aquapara Games and is scheduled to be released in the second half of 2025.
First come.
Somebody say bold?
Sex with me is technically impossible.
That's hot.
Can you please just stop rubbing your apparatus in everybody's face?
Hi, I am Khosmaroj, one of the masterminds behind GodTV, the game you just saw. In GodTV, players become contestants in a deranged TV show, and they have to choose between some of the absurd and very charismatic contenders that you can play as. You enter this world of violence and humor. You might get addicted to power-ups. You might have to face some very questionable decisions about how to become a megastar. GodTV is right now available for wishlist on Steam. We hope to see you there. Thank you for watching.
Gods TV, keeping the heart rates in check with some stellar action. Can we keep the momentum going with a little RPG flavoring in there?
I gotcha.
Hello, I'm Jake, the developer of Scrapnackle, which is right about in the middle of this Venn diagram. It's a big game with a huge open world and a focus on characters, exploration, and tough but fair boss battles. Scrapnackle is drawn and animated by hand, and you can study just about any person, creature, plant, or object you come across for more about how your character sees the world. It's also got a bunch of other cool stuff I couldn't actually fit in the trailer. Act 1 is the first release of the game coming out later this year. It's pretty long, and everything you just saw and heard was made by me except for these things here I'd help with. If that all sounds kind of neat, you can find out more on the Steam page and maybe leave a wishlist while you're over there. Thanks and enjoy.
We just hit Scrapnackle, which is right here, but where's the turn to our next group of adventure games? Should be the next left.
Oh, there it is. It's just before this joke gets like super old. It's the gameplay reveal of Little Gator Game in the dark.
Map and engraving are the Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal of map-based cities.
The the perfect Steam bundle for goth girls and their golden retriever boyfriends.
Well, we've unfortunately reached the end of the show. There's only one place to go for our one more thing moment.
Hell.
Hola!
We are Oscar, Ari, and Robert from Quelle Records.
And we are here to close the showcase with City of Dolorosa, which is a narrative game that blends first-person exploration and visual novel-style dialogues.
After a mysterious rigged trial, you've been condemned to live in Dolorosa, the city of hell. And by the way, Satan, the former king, has just died, so you will have to figure out your role in this mess.
Everything that you see in the game is hand-drawn. We use a bold color palette and the pitch black of the India ink to bring to life the weirdos that you will fall in love with.
We put a lot of effort to make you feel at home in the most evil city in the world.
And while you wishlist Dolorosa on Steam, here is our trailer.
Thank you, Quelle Cult and Satan by association.
City of Dolorosa is one of those experiences you just know is going to steal people's hearts the moment it launches. No better way to close things out. Mike, sappy time.
Visioncraft Productions, I would kiss you on camera again, but I think it's too soon to run that bit back. Thank you. Our Vicarious family, thank you for putting up with me specifically, but also helping support these remarkable indie developers without asking for a penny in return. And speaking of which, to all of the developers and publishers involved today, getting to know you and your projects has been unbelievable. Thank you for your trust and collaboration.
And of course, to everyone watching or co-streaming, these showcases are one hell of an undertaking for us on camera, literally behind the lens right now and behind the scenes at home. Your passion and enthusiasm for all these indies give us the ultimate payoff. Thank you.
Right now, you can visit 61indie.com/showcase for the full list of games shown today, along with hands-on previews and interviews from our editorial team, plus a post-show podcast. You'll also find the link to the 61 Indie Showcase Steam event featuring an additional 150 indie games worth your love and attention, so please wishlist, play demos, and add some new games to your libraries.
At the risk of sounding cliche, video games are magical, not just in content, but in the fact that they even exist. When you look at all the games shown today, just know there are real human beings behind them. Each frame showcases determination, sacrifice, passion, and love for a medium made possible only by flesh, bone, and a whole lot of heart. If you take anything from today's show, it's this. Go out there and celebrate gaming. Tell the people who make these games how much you appreciate them and thank them for what they do. Hell, tell anyone who means anything to you just how loved they are and support them to the fullest extent. We don't get anywhere without each other, and we need that universal backbone now more than ever.
In other words, eat the rich, AI. While we're on the subject, support independent games journalism. The 61 Indie Showcase returns next year, but we're not through with 2025 yet. The Indie Game Awards returned for its second ceremony on December 18th. Despite folks not believing us, last year was our proof of concept. Expect quite the bump in production value and your feedback integrated into round 2. And yes, it's still an awards-only celebration of the indie scene. We'll share more details on judges, categories, and nominees soon, so keep an eye on our site and socials to stay in the know. But until then, we love you, stay safe. Now, go play your next favorite game. Take us to the next bit.
How about we continue?
No, keep reading.
No.